An introduction to moving meditation. Moving meditation is a broad category of mindfulness practices that are characterized by movement joined with mindfulness practice. This type of meditation can include, but is not limited to, Tai Chi, yoga, and walking meditation. Anytime we apply mindfulness techniques while we are engaged in some sort of activity that involves movement, we can turn it into a moving meditation. In this meditation, we use body sensations as our anchor. So when we recognize our mind wandering, we return our awareness to body sensations, the same way we do with a body scan. Begin by finding a place where you can practice without too many distractions. Think about how long you plan on meditating and set the intention that for this period of time, no matter how many times I become distracted, I will continue to return to the mindfulness practice. We spend our whole life thinking thoughts. Let's make this time all about practicing mindfulness and resting our awareness. Let's get into a standing position. For those of us who find balance can be a little challenging, it can be helpful to have something close by, like a solid chair or a cane, to use in case we get a little wobbly. If you need to do this now, pause the recording, and when you've returned, resume the meditation. Let's begin. While standing, see if you can bring your awareness to the sensations in your feet. See if you can notice how your feet interact with the floor. Explore, how am I standing? Are my feet totally flat on the floor, or is there some part of my feet that are bearing more weight than other parts? Investigate, how are you standing? Is it with all the weight on your heels, or more on your toes, or somewhere in between? You might examine if your feet hurt, or if you can stand with comfort. Are you standing in such a way to keep pressure off of one part of a foot, or favoring one foot over the other? And without judging these things as right or wrong, simply notice, this is how I'm standing at this moment. If you notice that you're making judgments about how you should or should not be, use that recognition as a reminder to return to the experience of standing in this moment. We're practicing observing without elaborating on what we are observing. If we notice thoughts of right or wrong, that's the start of a distraction. When this happens, don't pursue or develop those ideas. Redirect your awareness to the sensations and let your awareness gently stay with those sensations. What we're doing is a standing body scan. By keeping our awareness on our feet, but then moving our feet, we can change our standing body scan into a walking meditation. Let's try something like this, but without walking. Let's keep our awareness on our feet, and by shifting our balance, gradually increase the weight of your body to one foot. If you do this in totality, we should find ourselves standing on one foot. Let's try it. Gently shifting the weight to 1 foot. 1 foot has all of our body weight on it, when the other foot has none. Let's gradually shift the weight to the other foot. When we do this, we are monitoring with our awareness what it feels like to have the weight shift from one foot to the other. When all the weight is on the opposite foot, we repeat the process slowly back and forth from one foot to the other. Let's take a moment to do this. As we do this, as long as we maintain our awareness on the movement, the shifting of the sensations as we shift our weight from one leg to the other, one side of the body to the other, then we are maintaining our mindfulness, and this becomes a moving meditation. If we don't return our awareness when it wanders, then we're daydreaming while leaning from side to side, and it isn't a meditation. This is also true when we're doing a walking meditation. If we're walking and being distracted by all the sights and sounds, even though we intended to practice a walking meditation, it's just a stroll. Mindfully using movement as the anchor returns the awareness to the movement and changes a stroll into meditation practice. Now that we've observed our body shifting the weight from one foot to the other, let's take a moment to bring the body back into balance so that the weight is evenly distributed across both feet, and take a moment to observe. How do I know that I'm balanced evenly? Notice how the weight is distributed evenly across the feet, the knees, the hips, the back, and even up into the shoulders, the neck, and the head. Observe the entire body the same way we do with a body scan. With this observation, observe, how do I feel emotionally? Do I have any strong impulses, impatience, anxiety, frustration? Or notice if there's a sense of calm, acceptance, and non-judgment. Let's also take a moment to observe my mind. How are my thoughts? Are they racing, or are they relatively tranquil? Has the mind been cooperating, or has it been rebelling? Making a mental note of how at the end of a brief, standing, moving meditation, if there was any change in the state of our thinking mind. And lastly, observing my body. How do I feel after doing a brief, moving meditation? The mindfulness techniques that we use with this standing, moving meditation can be applied to any movement, whether it's walking, practicing yoga, doing calisthenics, or physical therapy. The process is always the same. establish the intention to do a movement mindfully, to return to the anchor when we notice that our mind has wandered, and to repeat that until the end of the meditation or the end of the exercise. And then note how this practice affected your physical body, your mental state, and your emotional state. This concludes this brief moving meditation.